golf YouTube stuff?
Not a ton.
So I used to watch Good.
I don't know what that is.
So it's a bunch of young dudes who play golf. They started there's a couple of dudes that had their own channels that created Good Morning or something. Good GM Golf.
I like that one golf channel. Kinda.
I like the Barstool Golf.
Might be Barstool.
Foreplay.
Yeah, it might be that. Is that where they do the scramble with the pros?
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then this is the MVZ podcast, YouTube channel, vlog, watch along, pick'ems, which right now pick'ems are not going as well as one would hope. I'm there. I'm close there. I'm close. And I will get there. Mark my words. I will get there. Watching the Rams Raiders, which I don't know. Having primetime games, I don't know, they're not even a rival. Fuck, it's not even the same division, same conference. Something about West Coast, like being on the same coast. Like you got to have you got to be 2 time zones apart, it feels like, in order for the game to be decent. Some people are just saying get rid of Thursday night.
Yeah, that's not good. But also, I love it, so there's that.
Right.
I love just watching football, but it's almost always so bad. They need to just start making good games on Thursday night. Don't do this nonsense where everyone gets to play Thursday night.
They will. I think it's because it was the first night with Amazon doing it. And
well, they made a thing 3 years ago that everybody gets a Thursday night game. Every team. But it just creates a lot of sucky games because this year, how many good teams are there? You know what I mean? So then,
yeah, I think part of the problem is that there's just 5 elite teams and then 6 middling teams and a lot of bad. Like my Bears. They lose everything, but God bless, they're exciting to watch. They should almost be on primetime now with the way they've played the last 6 games. They may lose, but you'll want to watch it.
Yeah.
This is a garbage game.
They have the recipe for a good game. Fun offense, terrible defense. That makes good TV.
Yeah, having a running back leading the league in scrimmage yards, running the ball 35 times a game. This is no one wants to watch 1997 football anymore.
I mean, he's running the ball 16 times tonight for 50 yards. It's 3.
I mean, it's a good
3 yards a carry.
It's a good way to win as a football team, but
Alex, that's a good run.
He got 8 yards. 8 or 9. Jacob's going to hit for me in the bet. Man, I tell you what, the other thing, betting needs to be legal in Florida.
Yes.
I think Derek Carr's whole entire career is going to be based on is he good? That's the biggest question about his whole thing. Is he good? Like you said, he's played for 6 different head coaches in 9 seasons. That's not a recipe for success.
He's fine.
But he's got numbers every year. Is he? I think he's a better than Kirk Cousins quarterback.
Yeah, he's right in the middle.
He is middle-aged Ben Roethlisberger.
No.
Middle NFL age. Not his middle age. The last 4 years, because I guess he did have a pretty steep drop off, didn't he?
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger in his prime was much better than Derek Carr has ever been.
I didn't say prime. His middle aged,
his last 2 seasons.
Oh, he's better than that. He's better than that.
That's what I'm saying. The hard part for Ben is he literally broke his elbow, missed a season, came back and was not good.
I guess he's kind of a.
He had a steep fall.
Yeah, he's not. I guess he's not Drew Brees because he's got a better arm than Drew Brees. But Drew Brees played in such a great scheme.
Yeah, like I said, Ben's hard because he was super good, and then he had that elbow injury and just couldn't throw the football right anymore, and so he's done.
And it was a noodle.
It was Peyton too.
I guess Derek Carr's
Peyton
back.
just fell off a cliff.
He's kind of a Matt Ryan.
No, Kirk Cousins is a good comp. He's Kirk Cousins that plays for the Raiders. It's the same. Like, they're both fine, but neither one's like, oh, wow, he's super good.
Yeah, he's better than Andy Dalton.
Yep.
I feel like Dalton could have been a better player too, but he had a shitty situation around him much of his career. He was great when he played with Marvin Lewis. Bengals, he's like,
great. Or he was
okay.
good.
So he was top 10 3 years.
Yeah, right around 10 though.
That's pretty great.
I guess it just depends on what you're saying great is.
If you're one of the 10 best people in the world at doing your job.
Yes, that's true. But when people talk great quarterbacks, people usually mean the top 3 at a given time.
I said that's elite.
Like Flacco.
Okay, pretty good. Oh, Flacco.
Remember if Joe Flacco said he was elite? He was never good.
I appreciate he had one run. That's all it took.
No,
one good run.
He wasn't good.
He wasn't that playoff run.
He even wasn't then. If you watch the games, that dude just threw jump balls and Anquan Bolden just caught him.
That man had hands.
Anquan Bolden just caught him. Like, Flacco was never good. You know, there was a time where Flacco had the completion percentage of under 50% behind the line of scrimmage. That should never happen.
That's pretty
Those
rough.
are like basically handoffs. You can't have under.
You know, it's great. That's one of Fields' worst things is one step drops is his biggest struggle.
Yeah, Flacco was a vet at the time. You should have it down by then. You can't play for a long time if you can't throw the ball at the line.
Yeah, that's something he actually probably like Fields never did that.
Fields needs to get going.
Yeah, he does need to get it going. He probably never did that all of college because Ryan Day runs a 5-step, 7-step drop.
You don't have to.
Yeah, he played for an elite program.
In college, you're just so good. His wide receivers were.
He played with 6 Pro Bowl or 6 NFL players against some scrubs for most games.
He had Olave and Garrett Wilson and Smith and Jigba.
Yep.
Probably someone else that I'm missing, even. Like.
Probably.
Spider.
Oh, look at it. It is a spider. Yoink.
It was a spider.
It was a spider.
I mean, what was? I'm probably missing another wide receiver, but like Olave and Garrett, you have Olave and Garrett Wilson both. Let's just leave it at that. Like,
yeah, both pretty great rookies. Olave's really good. I think he would be rookie of the year if he had a better quarterback.
Who was on Fields' senior year or junior year at Ohio State? Who's the running back?
I didn't watch it. I only watched like 6 Ohio State games because I'm a Wisconsin fan.
It is always funny when you look at that though. Like Mac Jones, everyone was like he was so good. I'm like, he also was playing with like Ruggs and Devonta Smith and Waddle and Najee Harris. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, oh, their offense scored so many points. Maybe that was the year they scored like 50 points a game. But they had Najee Harris, Ruggs, Devonta Smith, and Waddle. Devonta Smith and Waddle and Najee have all proven they're like good NFL players. Ruggs, I think, would have been had he not have, killed that person with his car.
That's a big one.
Boom, there you go. There's Devonta Adams with the big one for you.
Good. I only needed 80 yards. He's already had 32.
We needed 88 and a half, right?
Yeah.
That's probably another 30.
Oh, why do they make the roster by fucking number?
Start naming running backs when you see him.
Trey Sermon.
It was him.
Master Teague.
Sermon was the guy, though.
Yep.
That didn't work.
No. Well, yeah, he averaged 8 yards a run. So he's 116 carries, 870 yards. Master Teague 104 for 514.
No one had more than 116 on that team?
Oh, he also had Jamison Williams.
He went to Ohio State?
Mm-hmm. In 19 and 20 and transferred to Alabama in 21.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he had 4 NFL caliber wide receivers.
Yeah. So you don't need to worry about throwing screens. Just drop back. One of those guys is open. Speaking of, Ohio State has an absolute stud of a wide receiver right now. Marvin Harrison.
Junior. Yeah.
Be a
Was he a sophomore? He's not a freshman,
Yeah,
right?
he's a
He's got
sophomore.
one more year of eligibility.
Yeah, he's gonna be a stud.
So people say Smith and Jigba. What do you think? He missed the entire year with
Yeah,
a hamstring.
So.
That doesn't concern you?
No. You know who else missed their entire junior year? Adrian Peterson. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're good, you're good. Like, if you don't want to take him first overall as a wide receiver, like, I get that argument. He's still a first-round pick, though.
I'm just hearing mixed. I'm hearing mixed that he's a early second, early first. Like, I don't know how you can be so far on that. Like, that's a huge gap.
The gap is injury. It's like what happened with Pickens. Pickens slipped because of the injury. Adrian Peterson didn't slip because he was an absolute monster as a sophomore. Like by far the best player in college football as a sophomore, so it didn't really matter. It's kind of like Caleb Williams. If that dude tears his ACL this offseason and can't play next year, dude's still a top 5 pick.
You're going to get the points here for this field goal.
Better. It's third down now.
It's like 3rd and 6. So we are also rooting for Dan Carlson to get at least one more field goal for me because I picked him in the sleeper. I needed 7.5 points. He's at 7.
And I'm an underdog in fantasy, so I'll take 6 or 7 more field goals. Just
bomb it to Devontae.
And then kneel.
3 kneels. What else do I need here? I'll tell you, the trade deadline was great to me this year in that Dynasty Football League. I know I traded some picks because I had at one point 2 or 3 first-round picks. But I traded. Did you have a Fournette?
I did.
So I got Fournette and Chris Godwin from you. I traded and got T. Higgins and McLaurin. I really added a lot of. Oh, no field goal. Damn it.
I saw it hit the linebacker's hands, and I'm like, drop it! And he didn't drop it instead. What a dumb play.
I'm hoping Michael Carter misses this week. I kind of need that. Because I got Zonovan Knight. Or Zonovan. I don't know.
Yeah, Zonovan Knight, Bam Knight, whatever you're going to call him.
Week 14 in the NFL is fucking garbage. That there's 6 teams on a bye.
So dumb.
Last week there was none, right? It was a full slate.
What's weird is pull up the games this week. I know you have it in the spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's the other page.
So, Pittsburgh, if we win, which we're favored to, right? The Jets lose to the Bills, which should happen. The Chargers lose to the Dolphins, which is a 3-point spread. And the Pats lose to the Cardinals, which they're 1.5 point favorites. Pittsburgh's a game out of the playoffs.
Mike Tomlin's a G. I'm fucking working.
Remember like 3 or 4 weeks ago, though, when it was like they have no playoff chance, but like they could be 1 game out after this week with 4 weeks left. I stand by. If they win out, we're in. If you go 10-7, you're in.
Well, you got the Ravens with Huntley.
Yep, and then we get the Panthers.
With who? I don't even know who their
Sam
players
Darnold.
are. Oh, okay, he's back, huh?
Yep.
Is this his 3rd game back starting?
Something like that. But yeah, it'll be his 3rd week, and they play us. I think this is the 2nd week. We play the Panthers. Then we play
Falcons.
Then we play the Raiders. And then the Ravens again, which Lamar may or may not be back for.
Falcons are on bye, right?
And then we play the Browns.
They already. Who's Ritter plays for the Falcons, right?
Yes.
Ritter already got named the starter for week 15.
Yep. But that's the thing is like, if we beat the Ravens this week with Huntley, we should beat the Panthers. I think if we play the Raiders, like, I'm not sold that they're good or bad. Could go either way. So that's like a coin flip. But like if you win all 3 of those games, we might be able, like, if we lose one more game, we might still make it. If we win out, we're in.
The Bears have the hardest schedule to finish the
I don't even know if I want to make the playoffs, though, because you saw what happened when we played Buffalo. Wasn't exactly close.
Yeah, that's true. But it's I don't know. I've never rooted for the Bears to lose, but I'm at a point where you kind of have to. I also now am having to look at players, college players. I don't watch much college. I don't have that time to watch much NFL, let alone college. So I got to watch him film on Jalen Carter and Will Anderson because those are
Will Anderson's a freaking monster. Jalen Carter also very good.
Do you take, if you got the number 2 pick, do you just try to get a desperate team hungry for a quarterback? Are those teams out there?
If you can get a haul, otherwise you take Will Anderson and you're happy. Will Anderson at 2 is not a mistake. When you get like a generational pass rusher, it's fine.
I wonder if the Bears could get the first 2 picks from the Lions. Or, you know what? The Colts. There should be a big pick from the Colts because...
Where are the Lions picking?
5 and 12 because they got the Rams.
See, I don't think you can get 5 and 12.
Yes. Love you. But you can go in front of the camera if you want. What do you want me to tell you? I was trying to preserve your anonymity. Anonymous? No one sees you? Love you. Do you...
So here's the
You
thing.
probably can't get 5 and 12.
Who's 5 from? Is that the
Rams.
Saints?
It's the Rams.
It's the Rams pick?
Yeah, it's the Stafford trade.
Okay, that might stay 5.
Yeah.
The Lions, I think, are going to go on a little bit of a run. So if it's like 5 and 18, you might get that.
I would be okay with...
Because the Lions are good, is the thing. Like, they need a quarterback. It's like if they could trade up to get, Stroud or Young.
I don't even know is there a consensus number 1?
Stroud.
Do you risk...
Bryce Young's 2, probably.
Do you worry about...
But it could be anyone. It could be Will Levis later. I mean, you never know.
Kentucky dude?
Yeah. I'd take Stroud and just move on if I was at 1 and then take Bryce Young too. But yeah, so
Bryce Young's a little man.
That's so overblown now, though. A lot of these guys are little that are good.
Yeah. Look what happened to Baker.
Baker had other issues.
Okay, look at Kyler Murray.
He's dumb.
No, you're wrong. He's so smart. He doesn't need to watch film study.
He also doesn't have a work ethic, so you got to make sure they have the intangibles too.
Yeah.
But and again, Baker didn't have the intangibles. He was a mess coming out of college. Stroud and Young aren't those guys. So you take those guys, and because if you're the Lions, you're looking at it and go, we have Aiden Hutchinson, we have a good offensive line, we have Swift and Jamal Williams. They're gonna have Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Their defense sucks.
Their defense sucks, but you've built
it's not the line that's the problem. It's usually their middle. It's their second level.
And they can get people like that, but if they get a quarterback, it's a whole other thing. So I think you want the Lions to win games if you're a Bears fan.
That makes sense.
Like you want them to roll so that it becomes like a 5th pick, 19th pick, so you're more likely to get both. Because 5 and 12, that's just too much talent.
It's pretty absurd.
They're not trading with the Bears at that point because they're hoping that one of the quarterbacks slips to 5. You know what I mean? Like even if it's their 3rd guy or whatever.
And then the Colts, they need a quarterback.
Dude, I think what's going to end up happening is whoever picks 4th is going to get an absolute steal and get Will Anderson. I think quarterbacks are going to go like 1, 2, 3. And whoever picks
How crazy is that compared to last year?
Yeah. And so whoever gets 4th is just going to get the most guaranteed product in the draft. And then 5th is going to be Jalen Carter. Both those guys are going to get stud defensive players. And that's where it works out for the Bears. If you trade it and get the 5th and 18th.
And one of those players falls.
And it goes quarterback. You're getting Carter or Anderson at 5 and then getting a 12th pick as well.
You wanted it too. Right. So that's the dream scenario. And then at 18, 19 area. Well, 18 and 19, they have to make the playoffs then, right? What? How many? Oh, no, 18. 10 teams make the playoffs now, right?
14.
14. Jesus Christ. Okay, so.
Yeah, it's around the border. 18th would be the last team out. 18th would be the best record that isn't in the playoffs.
Well, I don't think the Lions get there.
They're 5-7. They're right there.
Yeah, but that won't be the best because there's going to be a shit record that makes the playoffs.
Yeah. If they go 8-9, that might be the best record to not make it.
Might be, yeah, because the NFC East is killing it. All right, go Lions. But, well, they've already shown that they trade interdivisionally with the 2 trades this season with the Vikings. What are the Steelers going to do?
What?
What are the Steelers? What's your guys' biggest weakness?
Offensive coordinator?
Is that Matt Canada?
Like, honestly, though, like, youth. Just like, our offense is, like, looking a lot better. Last 3 weeks, were 24, 30, and then, like, 20-something again.
I'm hearing good things about Pickett, actually. The Twitter was talking about
Pickett. They said he's starting to look more and more
like
NFL
a quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking better. Najee, since getting the steel plate out of his foot, has looked a lot better.
Thank goodness, because
he looks good again. Deontay's always been good. Frymuth's looking good.
I guess overall I have to say, like, I'd much rather be the Bears than the Packers.
I mean, the Steelers are going to mess around and take, like, Joey Porter Jr.
Think so?
Just one of those things just feels like such a Pittsburgh move. Draft Joey Porter's son, who's a lockdown corner, and move on. Just completely ignore offensive line and just... Like, Pittsburgh doesn't care about offensive tackle. They continue to show they don't care about that position, which... You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I agree with that sentiment, but that's what Pittsburgh continues to show, that they don't really care about that position. So,
man, there's 4 teams that have multiple first-round picks. Texans. 1-13.
Texans,
so far.
Lions, Eagles,
Seahawks.
And the Seahawks are going to get 2, like, an early one from Denver.
Yeah, right now they're 3-20. Detroit is 4-15. Eagles are 5-31.
The Eagles could win the Super Bowl and get, like, the 5th pick.
The Texans projection.
How ridiculous is that? The Eagles could win the Super Bowl and then just add Jalen Carter next year. Like,
it's not fair.
Like, that's just...
That's a GM who deserves his own statue.
Yeah,
Was it Howie Roseman?
Mm-hmm.
That's how good of a GM he is. I know his name.
Yeah, and he's not.
And he's not even my team or anything. Let's see. So the Texans are taking a quarterback. They don't even know who's playing now. Davis Mills got the okay to start this week. After they benched him. Huh?
They're gonna play Davis this week. But yeah, they're gonna take CJ Stroud.
I wish it would have worked out for the Bears to get Ogunjobi, but he didn't pass the physical, and he's good. I've seen him blow up with the.
He's playing a lot better now too. So that's the thing, is like Pittsburgh's looking better, like we just always do. Have you noticed, like, if you notice, like, being a lifelong Steelers fan, like I have, they either start crazy hot or we start very bad, and then we get like the 6th seed. Like, that's just what happens every year. Like, with the rare instances where you're like the 2 and 3 seeds, when you're like really, really, really good, like Super Bowl contenders. But recently, it's been like we start bad or end bad.
Well, this one, USA Today, I think they work with the DraftWire app. They're projecting Bryce to go over CJ Stroud. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, I think
But maybe I don't
go
know.
either way. It'll go back and forth. Who knows? But those are going to be picks 1 and 2, unless the Bears keep 2.
Where did the Colts pick?
Problem for the Bears is they can mess around and win too many games.
No. Do you see who we play? We play the Eagles and the Bills, the Vikings and the Lions.
That's your last 4.
Yeah.
You're on bye this week.
Yep.
Eagles, Bills. You're probably not winning any of those.
Probably not.
And that's exactly why I think the Lions are going to make a run. The Lions' schedule's cake the rest of the way.
Yeah, and the Bears have the hardest. The win percentage is like 756. The next hardest is like 716. It's like, I know it's only 4/10, but like it's a lot when you compare all of the teams.
So yeah, if the Steelers beat the Ravens this week, I'm going to be irrationally excited.
He still looks like a lineman, man. Like he's ready to play.
The annoying part is that the Steelers they're going to win this week. They're going to beat the Panthers. They're going to be like tied for the playoffs, and we're going to have the Ravens and Browns and Raiders left, and I'm just going to be like, like we're going to be like teetering on whether or not we can make the playoffs.
What's your current record?
5-7.
Oh, you're still in it. Yeah, you're not even gonna have a losing record still.
Well, that's the thing is if we beat the Ravens and Panthers, we're 7-7, and right in the thick of it, probably like tied for the playoffs at that point. So like I said, there's a chance that we could go 4-1 the rest of the way and make the playoffs. It'd need a lot of help to get in at 9-8. Like a lot of things have to fall your way, but someone's probably getting in at 9-8.
Someone probably, yeah.
Like even if we run the table, we're probably not the 7 seed then. At 10-7.
So yeah, look, it talks and this one, it's got the Colts dropping. You know, the Colts are at 9 currently. It has them taking an offensive tackle. They have the highest paid offensive line in football right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that being. That's not their need. Like they need to move up. They need.
They just draft running. They draft linemen. Like it's funny.
Then you're going to stick to mediocrity.
Teams do that though. Teams get stuck and they just draft the same stuff over and over and over and over.
They drafted Andrew Luck. They drafted Peyton Manning.
Both 1 overall.
That changed the face of the franchise, though.
Yeah, they have to get to where they're so bad that they pick first and then they'll pick quarterback again.
They look that bad on Sunday.
I know. But I'm just saying that's what that's what they wait for.
They can't keep. Like I've never seen a team favor so poorly on retreads. Honestly, at this point, they probably should have kept fucking Carson Wentz.
You know what I'm doing if I'm the 49ers? I'm picking up my phone. I'm calling Ben. I'm just like, do you want to try out? Do you want to maybe play? Just because.
Jimmy G can come back in they said the division round.
No, they're saying the conference championship.
7 to 8 weeks. That's right there.
The conference championship would be his first chance to play. Super Bowl after that. So you need someone to get you to the conference championship.
Listen, you know what they're calling Brock Purdy right now?
Mr. Irrelevant?
Big Cock Brock.
But so I'm calling Ben just to see if he'll try out because they're in a unique situation where their defense is so good. Like Garoppolo, it's not like he was out there slinging 400 yards.
That's true.
So they just need a veteran who's going to make the right decisions.
Who's someone that's familiar with this? That I think they should have went for Baker.
No, Baker's bad. I'd rather
Ben is bad.
I'd rather have Brock Purdy. But Baker makes bad decisions too. Ben's arm is kind of gone, but like they'll
work on the West Coast.
Well, then they're in a unique situation where he's just go out there and it's like get the ball in McCaffrey and Ayuk and Kittle and Debo's hands. He can do that. Just don't turn the ball over. You know what I mean? Like that's what Jimmy was doing. He's throwing for like 213 yards and not turning it over. Like I said I'd be calling Ben to see if he's still in game shape, just because he's a veteran who's intellectually smart at the quarterback position. He's gonna be able to go through his reads, make the right decisions. Call Ryan Fitzpatrick if you want. Baker's terrible. I don't want Baker. McCaffrey probably vetoes a Baker thing. They didn't put in a claim for Baker. They're not interested. But yeah, I think that would be. I think that's the play. I'd be calling Ben and calling Fitzpatrick. I'd be calling every quarterback who retired last year that's played a significant amount of games. Just because maybe Brock Purdy works out. Maybe.
Is Cam Newton?
I don't know if he's good though.
Kaepernick?
Kaepernick. Yeah, played in the league in 9 years.
Is Blaine Gabbert still free agent, or does he play for the Bucks?
I think he's a Buck. But I said, I think I'd call Fitzpatrick and Ben and just see if either of them are possibly interested in playing. And just be straight up with them and Jimmy. What I do is if I brought Ben in, right, I would, and it worked him out and he was good, I'd sit Jimmy down and be like, listen, Ben's going to be our guy until you get back. However, if he comes in and he's slinging it and he's throwing for like 350 and like he's starting.
That good weather might be good for his arm.
But not getting hit for the last year. And I'm not saying, I don't think they will do that, but I think it's just a smart idea. That's what the freaking Eagles did it. Genius. They had their interior defensive line get hurt, and they knew they were a good team, so they signed 2 guys who retired last year, Sue and...
Well, Sue didn't retire. Sue didn't get signed.
Right, but so they signed him and another guy who...
Yeah, that played end.
But like both, like it's like that's just smart.
Oh my God, Baker, skipping
Exhibit
it.
A. Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Why you don't sign Baker? You have to be able to get the ball to your playmakers. Do you remember the last time Baker played with playmakers? Couldn't get McCaffrey going. Couldn't get DJ Moore going. Played for the Browns. You could never get Odell going.
It's true. He was in a situation to look like a top 5 NFL quarterback, and then he was the fault.
Look at Ben when he played the Stars. Got Antonio going. Got Antonio Holmes going. Got Mike Wallace going. Even recently, Deontay Johnson was a baller. Ben feeds the studs, so he'd be perfect for a McCaffrey, Debo type situation because he could feed those guys all game long.
Oh, Baker sliding 5 yards out of bounds.
And who knows? Maybe they'd call him and he'd go, no. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to play.
You have to look up and see how much money he makes on his podcast.
Well, he probably and he might not want to play for a team other than Pittsburgh. He might just be like, I played so long there. I don't want to be one of those guys who comes and plays for someone else and just isn't good. Fitzpatrick would probably play, though, if you called him.
He might.
But so I'd call guys like that. I'm like, I just want a veteran quarterback who can come in here and just maybe Purdy's awesome. And maybe they wait to see after this week.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Maybe Brock is that dude.
Yeah. Or maybe Purdy comes in here and he absolutely is trash. And they go, okay, let's call some people. All right, we probably should get some of these picks.
Probably. Man. Okay, the short throw wasn't Baker's fault there. He did get chopped.
Where do you see the time on there? Oh, I see.
36 minutes.
All right, so you both picked the Raiders. I feel more confident with it than Baker's and instead of Wolford. Because Baker's not good. I don't know if I told you that or not.
All right, so
thing about Baker is I still can't believe he went when he did because his cons were he's short, he doesn't have a big arm, and he's immature. That's a lot of cons. His only pros were like, he's a winner. I was like, a lot of guys win in college. Like, I don't know, I just thought that was weird. Because usually with short guys, they're usually like, well, he's, super accurate. He has a decent arm. His intangibles are off the charts. Baker actually had negative intangibles and was short. So I don't know what the Browns saw that made them want to take him. If they had played Darnold or Josh Rosen, or if they had picked one of them, I wouldn't have blamed them. Obviously,
man, he
Josh
skipped
Allen
another one.
Yeah, he's not good. He could skip him to McCaffrey if you'd like. And the Raiders' defense is terrible, mind you. They're a horrible defense.
All right. So we both went Raiders.
He requested a trade out of Cleveland, which whatever, but he requested to be released by the
And they said,
Panthers.
fuck you. Oh, no, not the Raiders.
Did you hear he might be the quarterback for the future for the Rams right now?
Well,
They said Stafford might never play again.
yeah, with the contusion,
They say
spinal
he's-
contusion,
and he
the
doesn't want to have neck surgery, so he might just retire.
multiple
When
concussions.
you talk about a fall from grace for them, they'll be screwed. As many firsts as they give up into just no quarterback now.
And Ramsey, he's due for a fall off. Corners don't last forever. Aaron Donald already filed the paperwork to retire once. McVay said he's with the core. If they leave, he leaves. A couple things fall, and the Rams are looking like the worst team in the league without a first-round pick.
McVay said if the core leaves, he's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Sean McVay's such a wuss. So you just got him to put all the chips in, and then he's gonna leave him. He obviously came in planning I'm gonna be a coach for short term then, and then just bounce.
He got offered like $35 million to be an analyst.
Because he screwed them over then, because he gave up the whole future.
He didn't do it. He's not the GM.
He heavily pressured him to do it. Coaches have a lot to say.
What are you doing?
Tackling him before he has the ball.
Fucking Bush League move.
All right,
man.
first game.
Vikings underdogs to the Lions in Detroit. 1.5. I'm taking the Vikings. Jeepers creepers.
Give me the Lions. They're hot, man. Vikings defense isn't good. They can't keep winning by one score.
They're not playing in prime time.
They tried to lose to the Jets so freaking hard.
Jets at Bills. 10 points is a lot for the... I'm going to roll with the Bills for this. Von Miller's out for the season.
That sucks. I'll take the Bills, too. Mike White's time is about to be over. Can't.
Yeah, I think it's over. Ravens at Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah, we got you.
We're turning it around, righting the ship. Do you hear Tomlin's response when someone asked him if the Steelers had turned a corner? His response was, "Stay tuned." Love
Fucking
it.
working.
If people try to make Tomlin look bad for that,
Everyone's on his side.
and then McCaffrey was just Pat McAfee was no,
Yeah.
Tomlin was not being rude. It's not it.
Yeah. He even texted. Yeah. Was that the text that McAfee sent to him too about coming on the show about it? And he goes, no, it's Monday on Ravens week. I ain't coming on.
Yeah,
I'm fucking working.
yeah, exactly.
7-point favorite Eagles at Giants.
Eagles.
Eagles.
I think they're gonna roll them.
Yeah, I don't see this being particularly close.
The Giants have one of the worst rush defenses in football. Not a good matchup.
Mother son of a bitch.
Browns.
You think this is the come up of
No, I think that Joe Burrow has never beat Cleveland before. It's just one of those it's like the Bengals Chiefs last week, where it was just kind of for whatever reason he sucks against Cleveland. Can't score against
I'm
Cleveland.
gonna have to go with you on this one just because I watched the defensive plays of the Browns playing on. I know it was just
And Deshaun will
Houston.
be better than last week. He looked horrible, by the way.
That Browns secondary is nasty. Jags at Titans. Are the Titans now broken, or?
I'm gonna say the Titans.
3.5 is not a lot. I don't think they win, but I think they cover.
Cowboys.
That's a fucking
It's
spread,
a lot,
too.
but man, are the Texans bad. I need to quit taking them, no matter what the spread gets to be. I keep taking them to cover, and then they just turn around and lose by 30. You know what I mean? Like, they're down 30-0 at halftime against the whatchamacallits.
Chiefs Broncos 10. Can the Chiefs beat the Broncos by 10? That defense, the secondary is so nasty. Oh man, 9.5 points is a lot to win by, and the Chiefs just don't cover well, man. I'm gonna still do it.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs too. Just because the Chiefs have to score 17 to cover. The Broncos' offense is so bad. Like, if the Chiefs score 17, are they there? Is that enough? Dude, give me the Seahawks. Gino's that dude. Such a good guy to root for this year. I know you talk about him. He's definitely turned a corner. Did you see the quote from this week from him?
No, I watched some dude's TikTok about if they made a 30 for 30 for him. I was like, yeah, it's all right.
Somebody asked him, they said, was it hard for you being a backup for like the last 8 years? And, was that really hard on you mentally? And he goes, I just got to tell myself that, like, my hard times in this league would be a lot of people's dream. I'm like, what a cool way of looking at that. I know, like, he's right. He's right.
He's right.
He's like, yeah, but, he basically was like, it sucked being a backup, but then I got to tell myself, like, I got to be in the league this whole time.
That looks good. Hunters?
See, I'm in on the Gino train. And like I said, because was he immature at 23? Probably. Like, a lot of
What's
guys.
crazy, he was the projected #1 overall pick, and he fell to early second round.
And maybe it was because of his maturity level, but he was also pretty raw coming out of college. He doesn't look raw anymore. He looks so polished. He just sat on the bench and listened to Pete Carroll and got good. Apparently, like.
But he played for shitty OCs. He
He
played for the Jets when it was Rex Ryan, where they didn't have an offense. The Giants during their downtimes.
Yeah, and then
he went to Seattle, who has a pretty good formative system.
Pete Carroll's a good coach.
Great, he's a great coach.
Maybe not a great person, maybe not someone that I like, but great coach, very effective. Yeah, there's never question on Gino's talent.
He's got an arm. Bucks. I think this is gonna be roll tide.
Give me the Bucks. I think they figured something out at the end of last week.
I think Big Cock Brock scores. He's gonna put up 2 touchdowns, but they're both to McCaffrey, and Debo's gonna get a rushing touchdown. Bucks are gonna lose by 6. Chargers, Dolphins. Man, I am not picking the fucking Chargers anymore. I don't think I've gotten one right picking the Chargers. I think they're broken. I think Herbert's Phillip Rivers.
Give me the Dolphins. I think Herbert's overrated as well.
And I think old dumb boy's gonna win.
Yeah, I give me the Cards as well. Off a bye week. See, so again, you are giving the way you made your picks is Steelers getting in 1 game out of the playoffs, being 1 game back on the Jets, and that's it.
Oh, I can't count the Steelers out. I never would. I'm a Tomlin stan, big fan.
Remember when people were like, he's on the hot seat?
He's never on the hot seat.
The Rooney's too are one of like the most stable. Like owner, some of the most stable owners in the league. Like, they're not gonna panic and fire you because he's never had a losing season. Like, if they went 7-10 this year, it's not like they're gonna be like, no, you're gone. Like, oh yeah, you lose a year where you had 6 weeks of no TJ Watt.
Oh shit! Oh, he
was down. Do you know that we've only lost 1 game this year with Watt playing?
I could figure it. I could see that.
I'm just saying.
Uh-oh.
Just saying. He makes a big difference. Didn't know if you knew that.
He's like one of the only defenders that's like point difference.
And I know Buffalo, the one thing I tell myself too is
Jacobs is hurt.
I know Buffalo absolutely rolled us, like bad rolled us. Oh, he's fine.
He limped off.
No, I know, but I mean, like, there wasn't like anything there that makes you look like it's gonna be a problem.
Probably he probably landed on his hand.
Yeah,
and
just like
stinger in his
just
hand.
once again, just unless it hurts for a little bit, he'll be back. Oh, you get there, Derek Carr. Gosh, dang it!
That's a guy that's trying to win.
Can you kick a 66-yard field goal if you're Danny Carlson?
Is Janikowski on the sideline?
They're gonna go for it.
Oh, season record. I don't know how it looks to people watching. I'm up 93 and 99, and him at 90 and 102. I feel like that's not bad. I feel like that's pretty good for picking every single game.
Maybe. I don't know. It's not bad. Oh, they're punting. Lame.
Come on, Carlson. Let me get one fucking more field goal.
Well, I was in the middle of some sort of thought process and just completely lost it.
It probably wasn't very good then.
I don't know. Oh, I was saying the Bills rolled Pittsburgh. It was like really bad, obviously, but we didn't have T.J. Watt, and we didn't have our top 3 corners. Like, that's just not a recipe for success. Like, we can't get a pass rush, and we have no one to cover anybody. Like, it was bad, man. And you know who killed us that game? It wasn't even Diggs. It was freaking Gabe Davis. You know why? Because he was being covered by our 5th best corner on our roster. That's never going to work.
I didn't even know Will Smith was still acting in movies.
Yeah, that movie got like a 3.5 IMDb.
Already?
Yeah, it did not do well.
Oh, it's already out?
Yeah, it's on Apple TV.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'm not watching any drama that is considered terrible.
No.
Like, some comedies and horror movies, I might just do it anyway if I just want to see it.
Well, the thing about that is, like, a lot of them are downvoted so much because, like, they're too lewd or, like, puns.
It's just not your humor.
Like,
whatever.
Yeah, so they're going to negative tag it because, like, some of the greatest comedies of all time, like Wedding Crashers, I don't even think has a positive.
And horror movies they're bad. I mean, they're just bad. So, like, if you just want to watch
Not many good ones.
There aren't very many that get good reviews, so, like, that's just kind of what it is. Like, the critics aren't going to like horror movies most of the time. But a drama, like, that's the kind of the point is it's supposed to be good. Like, you're not going to laugh.
Writing.
You're not going to have jump scares, so it better just be enjoyable.
What Christmas movies have you watched so far?
Arthur Christmas. You watched that yet?
I had it on. I watched it in passing.
It's good. It's cute.
It's got really good animation to it.
Yeah, we watched that. We watched Prep and Landing, Fred Claus, Elf, Four Christmases.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Santa Claus movies?
Mickey Once Christmas, Mickey Twice Christmas, whatever those are.
So I watched those except for we didn't do the Mickey stuff. I watched Happiest Season last night. That was pretty decent. That's about a lesbian couple who takes her to meet her mom, her parents, and then she acts like she's not.
There's a lot of new ones.
Yeah, Hallmark is putting those fuckers out. There's
the Lindsay Lohan one, which I haven't seen.
That wasn't very good. It was a true Hallmark movie with Lindsay Lohan.
There's like the Noel Christmas or whatever that I haven't seen.
Whoa, with the girl from Pitch Perfect? That was last year.
The guy from This Is Us.
Oh, okay, yeah. The guy with the big dick that was a stripper in Bad Moms Christmas, which I already watched.
He was in...
I watched the Four Christmases, Fred Claus.
Four Christmases is my favorite.
That's mine. That's my number one, I think.
It's the best. Trying to think of what other ones came out. There's a new one called like Your Christmas or Mine that looks kind of fun. One with like a pop star. There's a lot of new ones coming out.
Who doesn't have a recently watched thing?
Oh, I watched Spirited with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that yet. I watched Surviving Christmas last night, too.
Oh, I watched The Grinch, the original, and The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Yep. I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. I didn't realize how... I always forget. just how short the original is. It's like a 25-minute.
I think it's like 40 minutes max.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not long. But the Jim Carrey one's significantly better.
I don't like the.
I haven't watched Rudolph yet.
Whatever the one's called. Illuminations version of the Grinch isn't my favorite.
No. Oh, the Illumination Grinch. Yeah. Oh, what one? I still have to watch Christmas with the Cranks. It's all right.
There are just so many Christmas movies I would watch.
I watched the new Christmas Story one. Other than one really touching scene, you can pass.
On Netflix?
HBO Max.
Animated one?
No, HBO Max. Like A Christmas Story, Red Ryder BB gun. You'll shoot your eye.
No interest.
No, it's not good.
I don't like the first one. I need to watch Home Alone.
I watched Home Alone 2, and I turned on Home Alone 3. I don't like it a whole lot, but it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I need to watch Home Alone. I need
family,
to watch...
turn that off. Watched Home Alone 1 twice, Home Alone
I need to watch
2
Christmas
once.
Vacation.
We turned that on, and then we had to leave the house. There's so many things in life that still, I think, hit like Christmas Vacation. I think he broke his finger.
You can play through a broken finger as running back.
Yeah. They're not even trying to cut it off like Ronnie Lott. Don't worry, the Rams. You better find out what he's going to do because look at that. Although that's not really Baker's fault. He had a half a second to throw the ball. From hike to throw, 0.7. Yeah. It's not on him. Anyway, hope y'all. We are going to Busch Gardens tomorrow.
That's fun. I've never been to Busch Gardens.
I don't want to go.
I
had a vacation day. I'm trying to get rid of that massive dirt pile. They started building the pool. But then, like, the roof got done, the gutters and everything, and the insurance company shortchanged a shit ton. So we're like, got to live cheap for a bit while we dispute this. Like, we're gonna have to go to we're apparently gonna have to go to litigation with the insurance company based on claims and their payout.
Fun.
So we currently don't have enough money to pay for everything that we're working on.
Jacob just went to the locker room.
Fuck. I don't think his 40 carries got me my 80 yards I needed. But the pool's going. Pool looks really good. I am excited for that. I'll live in the pool if I have to. Broke. But we're going to Busch Gardens. Beats going to Disney because it's a much longer drive. Family Christmas. What are you guys doing? Oh, roughing the punter.
I'm on call on Christmas Eve. You back up on Christmas.
Dixon, there gets first down. He got roughed. He got knocked the fuck out. We are celebrating family Christmas actually next Friday or next Thursday. Because the way some of the... Shut up, Siri. Yeah, he got rocked. What are you doing? He should be kicked out for that. No reason that you hit a punter like that. He's a punter. I won't be watching the new Avatar movie. Couldn't give a fuck. I didn't think the first one was that good. It was just beautifully stunning. Like I would love to watch it in IMAX just because it looked cool. We are doing a Chinese Christmas next week. We'd love doing that. So, sesame chicken, bourbon chicken, spare ribs, egg rolls, poke bowls. Nothing planned for the actual Christmas.
Should be fun.
Yeah, I love Chinese food, so. This is a body that clearly loves Chinese. Salty goodness. Well, I do think that probably does it. And hope you guys have a good, calm, easy breezy night watching the game. I know we will. I'm going to be hopefully beating the shit out of him for Madden. let's be honest. I'm going to win. Oh, a good comeback with the Bears.
Yes, that was wild.
All right, guys. It's been real. It's been fun. And I can say it's been real fun.